Severe weather moves towards Arkansas. Find out how this could affect your weekend plans.
A local bike race shuts down many roads this weekend. Find out which roads to avoid. Welcome to UATV. I'm Katie Davila.
And I'm Nick Camper. Thank you for joining us. Well, students officially enjoyed the first beautiful day on campus in quite a while, but that may quickly change heading into tomorrow.
UATV's Ashlyn Grace Brothers has a look at your weather.
Guys, you know what? Hopefully everyone had a chance to explore the great outdoors today, because guess what? It's not going to stay that way. That's right. What I really want to focus on today is Friday, which is some potential for severe storms. That means significant severe weather potential. That means the development of some big thunderstorms. Eastern Oklahoma is going to get that. We're going to go into the northwest corner of Arkansas, on into the River Valley. We're talking severe tornadoes. We're talking large hail that could be anywhere from 2 inches to greater. We're talking about the widespread wind damage. And you know what, guys, you really just need to take precaution. Make sure that you know that you have a safety space. You need to make sure to park those cars hopefully under some coverage so that you don't have any major hail damage as we move on to the rest of the week. It does get sunny though. Saturday, it's going to be sunny. Sunday, low 29 and a high of 47, and then Monday 60 degrees. So it does improve from there. Try to enjoy and be safe on that row weekend as we roll into Sunday.
Thanks, Ashlyn. The windy weather proved difficult for Joe Martin stage racers as they finished atop Mount Sequoia today. The 4-day event brings over 750 athletes to Northwest Arkansas and plenty of road closures. The intersections of West Avenue, Spring, and Church will close from noon till around 4:30 for tomorrow's race. The race director says that the roadblocks won't be too detrimental to drivers.
One of the things about professional bike racing, it doesn't happen in a gym or in an enclosed environment. So there's definitely going to be some street closures. The fortunate thing about it is very quick.
The races continue until Sunday.
Arkansas cracks down on distracted driving. Using your cell phone for any reason while driving is not permitted, and other possessions can disturb your focus too. UATV's Maisie Vincent is live with why state and local police recognize Distracted Driving Awareness Month.
That's right, Nick. Every year, more than 3,000 people are killed by distracted drivers. Our cell phones and fast food might be necessities, but not behind the wheel.
Arkansas drivers may want to think twice before replying to an email or text while driving. The national campaign, You Drive, You Text, You Pay, is in full effect this month.
We have traffic patrol special assignments, and a person might call that a crackdown, but what it is we'll have officers dedicated for a period of time to look for that particular violation.
Arkansas police urge drivers in the natural state to put down the phone, the food, and even turn down the music while driving. No matter what the distraction is, they can all have a similar result.
A vehicle, even at slow speeds, travels a lot farther than people might realize.
Every time you get in your car, it's important to focus on where you're going and how to get there safely. Simple gestures like putting your phone in the console and finding the music station you want to listen to before you start driving can keep you and others safe.
Texting and driving will result in a $250 fine, but please say you aren't just risking your life, but others too.
Crane says everyone in the community can play a part in the fight to end distracted driving by leading by example and reminding friends and loved ones of the dangers. Reporting live from downtown Fayetteville, Maisie Vincent, UATV News.
Thanks, Maisie. According to the Highway Traffic Safety Administration, distracted driving ranks as one of the top dangers behind the wheel, falling just below driving under the influence.
Well, Arkansas officially set a record, and not a good one. The number of flu deaths now stands at 215. The previous record from the 2014 to 2015 season totaled 110 deaths. The Arkansas Department of Health notes that they only receive a portion of flu cases, and there may be other cases not accounted for.
Reports of violence rise on university property, but neither students or faculty are to blame. The fighting stems from the homeless population camping on university land, which has now caused UAPD to ramp up patrolling around the area. UATV's Clarissa Bustamante followed one of the officers into the site to see exactly how they're solving the problem. Clarissa?
That's right, Nick. I'm at Seven Hills, which is right around where UAPD patrols, and it's where I was earlier talking around with them. And it's also where I found that the forest behind me is filled with plants.
This isn't a sound you would normally hear by 19th Street or Nonamaker, the two pathways that lead into the forest that shelters countless homeless people.
We get them from California, Portland, New York, all over the United States. They come here, and we're still not 100% sure why, but they like to come here. So.
While they have diverse backgrounds, Lieutenant Velasco says they share a pretty similar mindset.
That's a sign for white power, Aryan brotherhood.
Is that a big thing out here?
Very much so.
Velasco says he talks to 15 to 20 homeless people a day just to check in on them.
You all right? We've been out here for years. I'm fine.
But he's only seen 3 African Americans, which means the violence problem doesn't stem from race, but something deeper. Where do you think the violence stems from out here?
Mental illness, alcohol, narcotics.
Christopher Path is one of those people who struggle with mental illness and who has had a violent outbreak causing him to go to jail and eventually end up here.
It was basically domestic, I guess you would consider it kind of like domestic violence, but because of, I had come to find out how impulse control disorder. It's where when you get too angry, you black out, you don't know what you're doing.
And he's not the only one. Violence is extremely common in these woods, and Velasco says he's seen it all.
The other side of the road over there, homeless lady, she pulled a knife on me.
And what'd you do?
Told her to drop the knife.
He says the deeper you go into the forest, the worse it gets, but the homeless can always turn to Seven Hills for help.
Seven Hills doesn't provide housing for the homeless, but it does provide things like showers, hygiene products, and food. I'm Clarissa Bustamante.
Although Seven Hills does not provide shelter, people in search of a home can apply through Seven Hills to live in low-income housing nearby.
The Arkansas Department of Education released the letter grades of where public schools rank in the state. Enrollment averages, spending per student, and classroom demographics determine the letter grade of a school. Eureka Springs High School received an A, Fayetteville High School received a B, and Rogers High School received a C. The creation of the grading system intends to allow further discussions about improving the education system. To search schools near you, the Department of Education uploaded all individual school scores on its website. One political figure won't be back on Capitol Hill after this term. Find out why and what an Arkansas representative says about it.
DACA recipients may question their job opportunities after graduation. Tonight on UATV at 7, the resources available to all students regardless of immigration status. Welcome back to UATV. I'm Anna Thrash. Let's talk world news. The Speaker of the House announced yesterday that he will not be seeking re-election. Paul Ryan plans to retire from Congress later this year, reminding reporters that his decision to take the job was a reluctant one. Ryan contributes a lot of his decision to retire to his family.
To be a full-time dad with my wife for at least part of my children's upbringing, because if I do another term, that's really all they will ever know me at home is a weekend dad.
Representative Steve Womack tweeted about Ryan by saying, quote, "Under his leadership, we reformed our tax code for the first time in 36 years. I wish him and his family well," end quote. Under the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program, nearly 800,000 immigrants received a 2-year work permit and protection from deportation. According to the Migration Policy Institute, 76% of DACA recipients participate in the workforce. UATV's Nancy Flores is live on campus with the career resources available to U of A students with DACA status.
Even though President Donald Trump ended the program, recipients
I know they
like
the way they spelled that makes me feel weird.
In the United States. Status, students can still visit the Career Development Center for help with mock interviews, resume skills, as well as salary negotiation skills. The Career Education Director, Kaylee Simmons, says the CDC does not ask students to disclose if they participate in the DACA program, and she says employers are not allowed to ask the question either. And DACA recipients hoping to attend graduate school can visit the CDC and admission policies that might have strict immigration rules.
They can take away your status, but they can't take away your education. And so that's something that regardless where you are, whether or not you're a citizen or not, you're still able to take those skills and the things that you're learning in the classroom, use them towards a career.
Take a look at this map, and it shows you career services available on campus, including the University of Arkansas Law School Immigration Clinic on campus, as well as Multicultural Center at the Arkansas Union and CAPS at Pat Walker. The law clinic may be able to help recipients with questions about the application renewal process. Reporting live for UATV, I'm Nancy Flores.
The Career Development Center offers its resources to all Razorbacks even after they graduate. That's it for your world news. Again, I'm Anna Thrash.
Well, welcome back to UATV. This is your weather case by case with Ashlyn Grace. Let's take a look at your national weather forecast for this evening. Now, as you can see in Arkansas, it is currently 81 degrees overall, and that's pretty equivalent to what it was. It may have been more around 79, maybe 80 earlier today, but that is pretty significant. We move on to the next map, and we do see that it has increased 3 degrees in the past 24 hours. As we move on to the one that I really want to focus on, we see that we have some pretty significant wild wind gusts going on. So I think weather's saying go big or go home this week. As we move on to our final map, we do see that we do have a heat advisory. That's right, guys. It is getting heated here in Arkansas. So make sure that you keep a light rain jacket with you at all times this week. Back to you, Katie.
Thanks, Ashton. Well, fashion often repeats itself throughout the decades. Apparel and merchandising students prepare for a fashion show that represents just that. UATV's Destiny Washington is live with more. Destiny?
That's right, Katie. I'm here at the Fayetteville Town Center where fashion and science came together for a night. The U of A engineering and apparel students have been working on these projects since the first of the semester, and now they finally get to see them come to life.
How dare you? According to Project Runway, weeks of tears, bad attitudes, and no sleep helps get the job done. And apparel students on campus seem to be going through the same thing.
I didn't sleep at all, but it's totally worth it.
These students team up with the engineering department to put on an end-of-the-year fashion show. This teamwork adds another dimension to what appears on the runway. Lexi Benton, senior apparel major, made her sketch come to life during this time.
I don't really know where the idea came from. One day I was just laying out and I just started sketching, and so that's what came out of it.
This raincoat is completely made out of recycled vinyl and LED lights operated with a battery. To accompany the jacket, she created a silver
will
romper.
reflect off of this.
Benton's teacher, Stephanie Hubert, hopes students gain real-life experience from this opportunity.
A lot they've learned through this, and best for me was the other day one student said, okay, it finally is all making sense. And when it comes together like that, that's the goal for me.
Benton says this class taught her a lot, but is not sure what her plans are for after graduation.
I'll continue to design clothes and make clothes, but I don't know if that's where I'll end up.
On the runway, outfits will contain LED lights, biomedical sensors, and more.
Apparel teacher Ms. Hubert says students learn time and crisis management, all while getting a taste of what the real world of fashion is like. Reporting for UATV, I'm Destiny Washington.
Multiple departments at the university work together to make this show happen. The show begins at 8 tonight at the Fayetteville Town Center. Tickets for students are $15 at the door. Well, continuing coverage on the Razorback football players involved in the fraternity incident. What head coach Chad Morris has to say.
The Razorback baseball team faces a 3-game series this weekend. A current update on the game coming up in sports.
Well, welcome back one last time to UATV for tonight. Let's take a look at your hour by hour for tomorrow. At 9 a.m. it is 66 degrees and cloudy. That's probably the only break that you're going to catch tomorrow because that severe weather does roll in around 3 p.m. at 71 degrees and those thunderstorms. And then 10 p.m. 63 degrees and again some thunderstorms, but be sure to check out that weather because you know that there's going to be some hail and you know that there may be tornadoes. So I would definitely be cautious. I would keep your vehicles in your in the garage if at all possible. So that's the weather, and back to you guys.
Well, if you're on your way to Sonic for 99-cent mozzarella sticks, don't forget to pick up a grilled cheese to celebrate National Grilled Cheese Day.
Well, actually, I already had my mozzarella sticks today, but a grilled cheese is starting to sound very good right now.
Well, here you go.
No way.
I have one right here.
Thank you.
No problem.
Well, while we eat
Cheers.
this, that's all we have for UATV tonight. I'm Katie Davila.
And I'm Nick Camper. Thank you for joining us. And a little shout out to Tiffany King. It is her birthday today. So happy birthday, Tiffany.
Happy birthday, Tiffany. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter at UATV News.